Whoops. I didn't even put my camera up there. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Okay. What did I do with my external mouse? Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's tab up. Hey everyone. Forgot my external mouse in the other room. I'll be right back, actually. That's interesting. I guess I'm doing this without an external mouse. Yes, we are live. Gee. We're gonna give everyone a few minutes to log in. I'm wondering what happened to my external mouse. I guess we're gonna do this without an external mouse. I got a trackpad. Cause I put it somewhere. Okay. Right. Let's see. How's everybody doing? I'm gonna give a few people a chance to log in and get everything running. I don't know if anybody's really gonna show up because I forgot Biddle Europe was today. At the same time, so that was poor planning on my part. Hi Simon, and hi. Get the Mix Master 3 mouse. Actually, the mouse I have is has been in operation. It's a laser mouse that's been in operation for like, I want to say 5-10 years. I want to say almost 10 years actually. It's a mouse I've had since I was actually a teenager, so it still works. So I haven't replaced it. I got one more place to look. See if I can find it. It wasn't there, so yeah, I totally spaced on that when I scheduled this thing. So I was like, I just saw that when I logged in like 5 minutes ago. I'm like, oh, shiitake mushrooms. Because normally I'm on Biddle. I forgot that was today. Well, I guess whoever shows, and we're gonna do this thing. Installing Arch. So hopefully we can get this installed and working, and so I don't break the dang thing. I think it's been like 6 months since I've installed Arch, so any type of Arch system. We can ignore that you're a British guy. Well, technically, if you want to look at it, I'm kind of British myself, even though I live in America. OpenSUSE? Yeah, well, that's actually a pretty easy system to get set up, actually. I figured a lot of people like to see Arch install, so I figured I'd do Arch first, and then we'll take a look at OpenSUSE. I believe I actually have a parent's computer that runs OpenSUSE. If I recall correctly, I think that's what I installed on it. I actually really have very little issues with OpenSUSE. Well, I was born in America, but I have several family members. My last name is Ponsonby. So, yeah, you could probably guess. Yeah, I love it too, but then again, I was born here, so. But I have several relatives that were born here. I have several relatives over in England, technically. They're distant cousins, but technically, as I understand it, most Ponsonbys are related to each other. Okay. But I think there are Ponsonbys all over Britain. I think most of them live in London now. Yep. But at one time or another, I plan on going to Britain eventually. But we gotta get over our current crisis. Oh, look. We got a kitty. Uh-huh. Hi, boss. How you doing? Yeah, she's the boss, of course. But, yeah. But, yeah, we have a very interesting family history. So, yeah, it's not. I've actually never been. Well, I was an adult. I don't think I've actually ever been. Actually, no, I don't think I actually ever have been. But yeah, but actually, I like it. I eventually plan on visiting, but of course, the current crisis has kind of put every travel plan on hold. So, oh crap! Ignore that. That is one of the bad things about using a trackpad. Just a second. I got yeah. Okay. No, I was almost like. Okay. Just a second. I gotta go and grab the cat's food because they're getting into the food bag. I'll be right back. Out of food. Out of food bag. Never mind. They were just being cats. Okay. I like both. We have 3 cats in the house that I'm in right now, and none of them are mine. But I love them both. Well, it all depends on when the travel bans are lifted. As far as a lot of the things that the CDCs have said up till now, that we have hit the peak and it should start going down. And if we start getting to a certain point, everything should open back up. I've received a start date for my job, but that is when the current quarantine order for Kansas expires, but there's talk that they're going to renew that, so most likely I will not return to work then. Well, yeah, I'd probably install OpenSUSE before I went over it because I don't know what's going on with my virtual machines at the moment. It shouldn't take too long because of the command line and all that stuff. And I just did a test last night, and it seemed to install pretty quickly. So I don't anticipate a problem with Arch installing. Still, that last install I did, I don't know what the hell went on with that. I'm still trying to figure that out, even though the operating system works just fine in it. So, all right. But you want a guide to yes? I can do that. Let's see. I don't know if I have a stream planned for next week, so we might do that next Saturday. But then again, while I'm in quarantine and all that stuff, I plan on doing more of these streams during the week, hopefully. But I've got a couple of personal issues going on right now, but this is a good distraction. So, yeah, I'm Kansas-based. Yep, I'm in Kansas, and I like it a lot, but I didn't grow up here, but I moved here when I was a teenager. And quite honestly, it's not a bad place to live. It's cheap to live here. Good people. I have no complaints. Alright, well. So let's, I'm going to try and do this in a format that I can later pull down and record, and, well, I'm probably going to record simultaneous to streaming. We're going to see how that works out. Chanute, I've been to Chanute several times. As a matter of fact, that's about an hour and a half, 2 hours from where I live. Let's see. I used to go to a lot of concerts in some place called the Fire Escape, and when I was younger. I don't go to many concerts now, but I should. I should start going again, but time, money, other things. Alright, we're going to get this started, but I'm going to do this in a format that I can record and upload and all that jazz. Just a second, I was reading an email, and I don't necessarily want to broadcast that email. Okay, and making sure my email client was actually closed. You're from the Caribbean. Yeah. Let's see. I think the only foreign country I've been to is Canada. Yeah, I've seen so many bands too. Most of them were Christian bands, but I've seen a lot of bands, especially since I moved to Wichita, where I was born in Maine. We didn't get too many concerts out there, but here I've seen a ton of bands. I've played in a few of them, a few local bands, but I'm not much of a music scene guy anymore. I need to get back into music. I actually should probably go pick up my guitars from my old roommate. He's got them, so yeah. But he was borrowing them because he broke a couple of it. Well, he didn't break them; they wore out. But as far as the Arch install, you might hear me go through a little introduction stuff because I'm recording the Arch install onto my hard drive. So, and then I'm going to edit all the chat crap out of it. So, I'm probably going to record and not stop. And that way I don't have to deal with multiple files. And I'm going to go through and cut it out and probably upload it probably Thursday or Friday. So, they have a guide without all the chat crap that we're going to be doing here. So that's probably what we're gonna do. And if I mess up, then I'll edit that part out too. So I'll be using the Arch Wiki. That reminds me, I gotta bring that up. That reminds me, I gotta bring that up on my screen here. Thank you. It's always best to use the official wiki. The only reason why I say that is because they're the people who create the distribution, so you should use their documentation that they provide. So we're going to be using the Arch Wiki. And we're just going to, we're actually just going to be switching back and forth between the wiki and the virtual machine. That's how I do my installs. I mean, I've done Arch installs enough. You know what? That's right. Brave is doing that of late. We're gonna use. I'm gonna be a bad boy and not use Brave because Brave has this bug in it right now that locks up every time I switch out of it and switch into it. So I'm gonna be a bad boy and use Firefox. I've reported that to Brave, but I don't know what the heck's going on with that. It started when I updated like 3 days ago. I don't want it just to sit there and hang. Okay, so let's get the wiki up. I almost forgot to bring that up. Alright, and here we are. We're gonna skip over the actual download process and verify because I've already done that pre-show. So oh yeah, I'm gonna go from the base install all the way up to installing sudo and putting the sudo and adding the group to the sudo file, and then going and then we'll install a desktop environment. I don't think. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing straight command line install. Oh, I installed it. I downloaded all my images from a torrent, and I've already verified it. It's official. It checked out. But we're gonna go over the download page. But yeah, I always typically download my Linux images from a torrent file. So one more thing before I switch to the desktop. I'm gonna be recording, so how much space I have on my SSD, or should I record to the hard drive? But yeah, typically as far as downloading an image, it's always the torrent. If there's a torrent available, if not, then it's from HTTPS. Alright, are we all ready to go? Probably, probably not. That'll probably be another stream or video. Mainly because we're going to be spending quite a bit of time in Arch, so installing it. And I don't necessarily want this to be like a 3-4 hour stream. But if we have time, we might. But I want to get it installed first, and we'll see how that goes. Alright, Simon, I think it's time to install Arch. Oh, I got a piece of ice in my mouth. Alright, so yeah, let's install Arch. Alright, so we're going to do this. We're going to get OBS out of the way. Alright, we're going to... Oh wait, one more thing before we start. I forgot to make sure my settings were right on my VM. Can you tell I just got home and then it was just in time to do this stream? Because normally I would have all this set up for 2 CPU cores and the video memory all the way, and I would already have the ISO attached. Alright, let's install Arch. Okay, so okay, my audio seems out of sync. Well, let's fix that, I guess. How far out of sync? So I can probably make an adjustment to OBS to fix that. Let me see if YouTube's displaying a warning about that. Oh, mother of God. Let me see here real quick. Okay, everyone. Okay, everyone, I am going to restart OBS. YouTube is actually I gotta kill OBS. I gotta kill the stream on OBS. I'm not gonna kill the stream here, but just wait a second. I gotta reset the stream, and I figured out what the problem is. So but I have to kill the stream to fix it. So I will be right back here. Don't go anywhere. Alright, I'm back. Let me know if it's fixed. So I'm just going to sit here and talk, and we're going to see if that fixed the problem. And we go down to YouTube here and see what's going on here. It says I've got an excellent connection now. For anyone who didn't know, I was having a little issue with the stream, so if anyone's popped in, I had to kill OBS to fix a problem here. So let me know if that fixed the audio problem. No, it's still lagging? Alright, huh. Okay, well, then I've got another idea then. That shouldn't be the problem, but here, I'm gonna mute my microphone and I'm gonna turn up the volume on my stream and see what we're talking about here, because OBS says there's no problem now. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and kill the microphone for a second. Switch down here and talk about here. OBS says problem. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and kill the microphone for a second. Switch. Oh, I didn't mute the microphone. Whoops. I thought I muted it. I'm going to kill OBS and switch encoders. Okay, let's try that. Whoops. Okay, that fixed it, Amir, completely, and then I switched to VAPI. So, I mean, using the NVENC encoder. Oh, wait, now. Okay. OBS has got. My bad, it was the bit rate. The bit rate was set at 5,000 when I switched encoders. So that should be fine. So let me know. Let me know if the yeah, that was the bit rate. I was broadcasting at 5,000, which my internet connection can't even handle under normal circumstances. I wasn't looking at that. Okay, so I'm gonna chat for a minute, and then we're gonna see about just to make sure this doesn't go back into what it was doing. I'm gonna have to take a look at that NVENC encoder. That's probably a problem with my NVIDIA driver. I'll have to take a look at that. But matter of fact, my little computer fault that made me a little late happened to be with the NVENC encoder, so maybe there's something that going on with that. But so apparently there's a problem with my NVIDIA driver. Great. All right. So we're gonna try and install ArchSnail. Good thing you guys told me about that, because okay. I would, but let- well, I wouldn't say Nvidia is bad. Okay, and let's have the AMD and Nvidia chat. But to answer your question, Zai, is this is my computer right here. It is a laptop, and it is a gaming laptop. And the only way to get a gaming laptop is to have an NVIDIA card. AMD does not do dedicated graphics cards for NVIDIA. And yeah, and the thing is, I was donated this computer for the channel, and for personal use too. They said it was okay, and no, okay, just let me complete my what I'm saying. Okay, AMD does do discrete graphics cards, but not for laptops. Maybe I should have clarified that. Not for laptop or discrete. Yeah, they do discrete or dedicated, but not for laptops. They don't make mobile dedicated graphics, as far as I know for now. They used to, but then they stopped. And NVIDIA right now is pretty much dominating the gaming laptop market as far as dedicated graphics cards go. Now, if I was not donated, I would probably go AMD because of the open source drivers. But the thing is, I was donated this laptop, and because I've donated it, I might as well use it and deal with the NVIDIA. Actually, this is the first issue I've had with NVIDIA. It's actually been great. So I think they just released a new version of the driver, so it might be something wrong with the driver, and I might have to just pull the driver and reinstall it. If that's the case, well, I will. But I usually don't have any problems with it, so I don't know. We'll have to take a look at it. But honestly, as far as proprietary drivers go, I don't care as long as they work. Okay. Well, the thing about the NVIDIA driver is they use third-party encoder chips for video encoding, and they don't own that code. They use third parties, and that third party refuses to allow them to open source that part of their driver. They want to keep that close. But my thought of this was, okay, you can open source your driver itself, but then also just make a proprietary add-on for the encoders. Because not everybody uses the encoders. I use the encoders, but that's because I record and stream. But not everybody uses those. So, I mean, that could be an optional little add-on that you get from NVIDIA to run the encoders. Actually, Nouveau is not reverse engineered. And actually, no, and Nouveau actually does not work better than the proprietary, and here's why. If you're using the Nouveau driver, all you're going to get is a desktop rendering driver. No, you're going to get limited OpenGL support, no Vulkan support, etc. Because all those libraries that make NVIDIA are proprietary. So really, if you want the best performance, you're going to have to use the NVIDIA driver for gaming or for streaming, etc. And let's just face it, if you have an NVIDIA card, you've got it for gaming and streaming. So really, using that Nouveau NVIDIA driver is not an option. So let me know if the audio is still synced. Oh, so Simon, you did see my video earlier. That video like has 2 or 3 dislikes on it because they didn't like my opinion, I bet. Okay, so the video and audio is synced, so that was the problem. Okay, thank you. Thank you for letting me know about that before I started recording the Arch install, because that would have been a disaster. And CPU usage is good, so I shouldn't have a problem dumping my recording. All right. Yeah, let's install Arch now. Okay. Yeah. With NVIDIA, you have really no choice. All right, let's go. So, alright, first of all, I'm going to make sure this is going to hit my record button, and I'm going to double check OBS, and yes, okay, so that worked. So, yeah, alright, let's install Arch. So I'm going to go through, and we're going to start recording, and we're going to go ahead and get this done. Well, I don't use Arch as my main system, and probably not in the main, but yeah, by the way, I use Arch. Okay. Hey everyone, what's happening? And today we will be installing Arch. Now this is going to be recorded from a live stream, but I'm cutting this down so that we don't have all the chat and everything on the screen, or while I'm chatting with the live streamers. Now I may answer a question I see from the live streamer in this, so be it known this is taken from a live stream. Now, first of all, to install Arch, you're going to need a ISO, and what you would go to is go to archlinux.org and click download, and download an ISO. Now you have a choice between downloading it through your browser or through torrent, and then you would have to, then it is recommended that you go through and verify your ISO via the GPG key with this command right here. Now, I've already done that to save time, so we're going to go ahead and dive into VirtualBox. Now, I've got that already added to the thing, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to start the Arch machine, and we're going to go ahead and press maximize. And now we're going to go ahead and boot Arch install. Now Arch is a command line install, which means there is no graphical guided version. Now Arch does make up for this on their website, archlinux.com, and that is made up on the wiki right here. And you go straight, and you go do, and what you would do is go to archlinux.org, click on the wiki, and then the installation guide right here on installation. Okay, well, that was a bust. My keyboard shortcut didn't switch desktops. Let me, thank you, Zaichi. So we're going to try that again. Just give me 1 second. Let me go and kill that video file, and we're going to try that again. Just give me a second and we're going to restart that because I was recording and it was just showing my beautiful looking face. Actually, I know I'm an ugly MF, but yep, yeah, we have to restart that. So let me get everything reset again. Thank you, Zai. But thank you, Zai. But I'm more saying that with as being kind of a smart ass. But okay, let's Whoops! I just closed out of the chat. I'm gonna go get that back. Pop that back out. And I was not meaning for it to take an hour to get into installing Arch, but we had a little problem with the stream, so. Alright, let's get this going. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, because. Alright. Alright. So, are we ready again? So let's try this crap again. Because that was one heck of a blooper. That is one for the blooper reel, I guess. Oh, I know you still can't see the desktop because I killed it while I was killing everything else. Alright, let's get this going again. So we're going to start this over. Alright, hey everyone, what's happening? And today we'll be installing Arch Linux. This is going to be a guide, and be it known that I am doing this live. So I have an audience here that I'll be chatting back and forth with, but I'm going to be cutting out every little thing that I'm chatting with the audience here, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So be it known that Arch is a command line where you build your system yourself through the command line installer. You get what you want and only what you want and not what a distribution. Now to get Arch, we're going to go ahead and switch to my desktop right here, and we're going to go ahead and click open my browser right here, and you're going to go to archlinux.com, not archlinux.com, archlinux.org, and you're going to go to download, and you have a choice to download it via the magnet link or the torrent. And because this is a command line install, you're not going to have a guided graphical installer. You're going to have a command line installer, and you're going to have to read the instructions yourself. Now, they're very, very clear. So what you would do is you would go to archlinux.com, go to the wiki right here, and then you would click installation guide. It's right here on my screen, or it's right here on the download page, right here installation guide. So now we're going to go ahead and go over to VirtualBox and start up my Archbox. I already have a GPG key. I've already verified it with the GPG key, and so we've got that, but that is definitely recommended, and that is in the top of the installation guide here in the wiki. You would just run this command, you would just run this top command right here. So we're going to go ahead and boot the live environment and get started. Okay, that didn't work, so we're going to edit that part out, and we're going to go ahead and see if the ISO is still attached. It was, but for some reason didn't boot there. Let's take a look at the chat. Hi, Slain Wolf. Yeah, 50% will be technical difficulties. I had some technical difficulties, and I have a suspicion that was the NVIDIA driver that I just got. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and reset the VM, and let's try that again. But how are you doing, Slain the Wolf? Slain again, Wolf? Slain the Lone Wolf, whatever. Sorry, I'm not looking right at your username. Alright, so we're going to... There we go. Yeah, I'm doing fine in PulpOS too. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and go back to the Arch install. So here is what you get when you boot up into the live environment. You just get a command prompt. So we're going to go ahead, and for the first step, we're going to go right here into the wiki right here. So we're going to go into the wiki right here. That's my chat. Into the wiki. And first of all, we're going to go ahead and set the keyboard layout. Now the default is US, so I don't have to do anything. But you would go in here and follow these instructions here. Since I'm in the US, I would go ahead and just skip this part because I don't need to set the key map. But for Germany, it would be right here. So what you would do then is just go to console map right here, and you would just choose and follow the instructions right here to set your key map. So we're going to go ahead and skip that because I'm in the US. Then now, verify boot mode. So we're going to go ahead and run this command, ls/sys/firmware/efi/efi vers. Now this is going to, I know that this is not going to come up with anything because I booted in EFI. I did not boot in EFI, but we're going to go ahead and pull that up. Actually, I'm not even going to maximize this VM, and that way I can look at the wiki and look at that, and we're just going to run that command, ls/sys/firmware/efi/ EFI VARs. Now it says it cannot access it, no files or directory. That means I am in classic BIOS mode. So now it says now we have to be connected to the internet. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that we are. So I'm just going to go ping. And we're going to just go archlinux.org. And I'm receiving information. That means I am online with this VM. So we're going to go ahead and press Control C. And then we're going to go ahead and update the system clock. So we're just going to go time, date, CTL, set, dash, NTP, and then true. And that updates the system clock. Now for the now it says partition the disk. Now this is where I vary from the wiki right here, is because it tells you to use fdisk. I really recommend a different tool, and it's called CFdisk, which is actually included on the Arch Linux install image. So we're just going to go ahead and run CFdisk, and you'll see why in a minute, because it's not a full thing. Now we're going to go ahead and hit DOS, because I'm doing basic DOS mode. And now, as you can see, it is a basic graphical type terminal application instead of command line. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and set up new, and then I'm going to go ahead and subtract a gig from that, and I'm going to go ahead and create that as a primary, and then I'm going to go ahead and make that bootable, and then I'm going to go down to free space again. I'm going to hit new, and it's going to be 1,200 megabytes. That's fine. I'm going to make that a primary, and then I'm going to mark this as a type. I'm going to make it a swap file, or a swap partition. And now I'm going to go ahead and click write. And then now you have to type the word yes. Y does not work here. And now it's been altered. And now I'm going to go ahead and hit quit. And now, and that's how I do it. I don't use fdisk because I find fdisk to be confusing for newer users. So, and I actually just like using CFdisk. Alright. Let's go ahead, let's take a look at the chat. You've been using Arch, Manjaro, OpenSUSE, and LMDE4. Good point. Good point. I should have mentioned. Wireless setups. I did write it to save the changes. We'll find that out in a minute. But I did write it to save the changes. Well, let's go ahead. Let's double check that, because see, it did save my changes. But thank you about the wired wireless. I will go ahead and insert. I will record something a little bit later and mention that. But we'll pass that point. But I will go ahead and mention that in the video when I actually go and edit. But thank you for that reminder, actually. Because wired is definitely best, but you can do it via wireless. There is a way to do it via wireless. I have done it, but you're right. You should wire it in if you Okay, so let's go ahead, let's go back to my Arch install right here. And so now to go and okay, let's start that over again. So now that we have written our partitions to our disk, we now have to format them. And now we're going to go to the wiki right here. Now they have it right here. It's makefs is the command. And we're just going to go ahead and we're not going to do betterfs or any other. We're just going to do ext4 because that's the simplest. So we're just going to go ahead, go back in here and run this makefs command. And then we're going to go ahead right here and we're going to run makefs dot, whoops, if I can actually type here, makefs dot ext4, then it'd be /dv/sda1. I believe that's the command, right? Yeah, that is right. Okay, sda1, and then we're going to go ahead and format it, and that's done. Then we're going to do then we have to make the swap space and turn it on. Now swap partitions are not necessarily required, but having swap space is definitely recommended. So I'm going to go ahead and make the swap and swap on. So it'd be make swap /dv/sda2, and then we do swap on /dv/sda2, and now we have made a swap space. So that was formatting partitions, and now we get to mount the file partition. So what we're going to do is we're going to mount sda1 so that we can write to that disk. So we're going to go ahead and do a mount command, mount, and that'd be /mnt oh, whoops. No, I got that wrong. That'd be a mount /dv/sda1, and then that'd be a /mnt. Even I make mistakes. And now that'll mount it for writing. And now it is time to select the mirrors. Now this is kind of a difficult, this can probably be confusing. So now we're going to go ahead and select some mirrors. Now, if you do this wrong, it's not necessarily going to fail. It's just going to be slower to download. But basically what you want to do is create mirrors that are in your geographic location. So we're going to go ahead and edit a file. Now, this is kind of a difficult way to do things because they don't include nano. So we're going to go ahead and do a pacman -s capital S nano so that we can have sy nano. And you have to pull a text editor down from the repository before you edit a file. And I think that's kind of strange. So while this installs, and we're going to go press yes. And now, okay. So let's go ahead, let's take a look at the chat again. No, I'm not going to use Vim because number one, I don't know how to use Vim, and a new user trying to install and edit install Arch is not going to understand what Vim is. And no, Nano is not on the ISO. They took that off, I'm thinking about 3-4 months ago. They used to have Nano and Vim installed on the ISO, you're right, but they don't have it anymore. I know, they got me that way. Okay. The only reason why I use SY was because it really doesn't, because we're running in a live environment. You're right, SYU is recommended, but SY just refreshes the package list. And seems how we're going to be just rooting into the hardware. It really isn't necessary to do SYU. But -S didn't work because I hadn't refreshed my package list yet. Okay, so let's go back. So now that we've got Nano installed, we're going to go ahead and edit that file in the wiki. And it's right here, and it's going to be the etc/pacman-d mirror list. So we're going to go ahead and go back to the VM. Oops. And we're going to go ahead and move this. And then we're going to go ahead and just do a simple and then we're going to do a nano and then it'd be a /etc/pacman-d/mirror list. And here's the mirror list. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and delete all these mirrors except for the ones I'm going to use. So I'm in the US, so I'm going to go ahead and keep US mirrors. So basically, I'm just going to go ahead and delete, just hold the delete key until I see a United States mirror come up. See, I see 2 United States mirrors down there, so I'm going to go ahead and delete these. Until I reach the United States mirrors. Now, when you reach a mirror of your country, you keep this the line that says what country it is, and where it says the server, you keep both lines. So I'm going to go ahead and skip over those 4 lines, and then I'm going to go ahead and hold the delete key again. And I recommend 4 or 5 mirrors. You don't need to keep them all. Whoops. Yeah, okay. Then, see, I've got 4 mirrors right here. That's really all I need. So I can just go ahead and hold the delete key. You don't need to keep them all. You can also keep the worldwide mirrors as well, but those might be relatively slow. At least this is the way I do it. Sometimes I only keep 2 of the mirrors. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this off while I'm deleting the rest of them. Isn't that a Vim command? Because I'm using Nano. But how you doing, Adam? I'm gonna go ahead and keep that, but maybe you're right. Okay, yeah, that does work in Nano. Okay, you're right. It can be, but Vim also confuses new users. Yeah, I just figured that out. And Vim could be faster, yes, but it can confuse new. But the thing is, I don't ever use Vim, and I really don't know all the key bindings to Vim. I'll be honest, I don't ever use Vim. But yeah, but you're right. It probably would be faster if I used Vim, but I just don't ever use it, and I've never ever learned Vim really. Quite honestly, I'm happy with Nano and Atom, quite honestly, so I've never really had the time to learn. And I don't anticipate really having the time anytime soon. Yes, I probably should learn it, but right now, with everything that's going on, I really don't have time to sit down and actually get to learn it. All right. But that's just me. It's probably nothing I'm ever going to use, honestly. Genie is actually pretty good as well, but I use Atom, and if you'd like me to show you Atom in a little while, I will. It's probably in a couple of my videos actually, but I mean Genie's all right as well, but I prefer Atom. Atom works just fine for me. I used to use old Sublime Text in Windows back in my Windows day, so to me, Atom works just fine because it works about the same way. All right, let's go back to the Arch install. Okay, so now I have 5 mirrors right here. I kept an extra one, and this is about all you need. You don't need to keep every single mirror. Basically, you only need 2 sometimes. Just a main one and a backup, and really, it's going to check them in the order that you've got them in the list. So we're going to go ahead and press Control S to save it. Then we're going to go ahead and press Control X to exit Nano. And now we're going to go ahead and go back to the wiki. And now you don't need to do anything with this file because the next command is going to copy it to the hard drive. So now we're going to go ahead and do a command called Packstrap. Now, Packstrap is the actual command that's going to install the base system. So here we go. It'll be Packstrap /mnt, and then we're going to go ahead and go back to the wiki again. And then, so it'll be Packstrap /mnt, that'd be base, Linux, and Linux-firmware. So base space Linux space Linux-firmware. And then we press enter. And now it's going to go ahead and refresh the package list again and install the base system. So we're going to go ahead and cut this off and let it install it, and we will come back. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and But yeah, Genie is great. Wait, what? Did I forget something? Because I don't think so. No. No, they do not. And I'm just following the wiki today. I'm not doing anything too fancy. I'm just following the steps in the wiki. That's all I'm doing is just reading the wiki and following along. So, just 1 second here. Yes, I did install a kernel. When you that command for Linux, when it says base Linux and then Linux firmware, Linux in the middle. Let's switch back to my desktop. This base Linux and then Linux in the middle right here. That's the kernel. You can replace it. You can well, actually, yeah. The Linux kernel and firmware are common hardware for common hardware, but you can also substitute Linux for a kernel package of your choice. So if you want to like install the Zen kernel, you can replace it with the Zen kernel package name. Most AUR helpers will install that. Yep, yeah, you can replace it with LTS or the Hardened or the Zen kernel, whatever kernel you choose. You can replace it. I'm just installing the mainline Arch kernel on this one. But you're right. You can swap that out for whatever kernel you would like. Yeah, I've never actually done the base development packages on an Arch install, and I can still get AUR helpers, including Palmac, Trizen, Yay. They all work that way, and you can always get that package later. I've always been able to install them. But yes, you can tack the base development packages onto that command. I just typically don't. But yes, that would be a package that would need to be installed to install an AUR helper. But like if you go and pull down Palmac, it will pull down that package for you. Same with Trizen. because Pacman will pull down all dependencies it needs. So really, just follow the wiki and you'll be able to get those installed anyway. And I'm trying not to overcomplicate the wiki. Yes, we can do all this stuff with an Arch install and all that stuff. I'm trying to make this guide for somebody who's taking a look at the wiki and then doing what the wiki says to get it set up. I'll be right back. I gotta go refill my drink. I'll be right back. But yeah, I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. Just 1 second again. Oh, your messages aren't being synced? Well, let me see. Maybe there's a problem. Yeah, there we go. If you go up here to live chat, to where it says top chat and switch it to live chat, there it is. So, I don't know why all of a sudden it didn't show your message. That's kind of strange. Usually, actually, I switched that to live chat. I had forgotten to do that. Yes, you could do it manually. You could pull down the AUR package and do it manually. But I use an AUR. But I think mostly everybody pulls down an AUR helper and uses an AUR helper. But yes, technically, yes, you can install an AUR packages without a helper at all. That is definitely. Yeah, well, it's not necessarily going to my spam because that's a different location. This is it just dumped it from the top chat. For I don't know why Slain Alone that happened. But yeah, for some reason it did that. I don't know why. But usually, actually, I switch to live chat in case that happens in that drop down menu, especially on my streams. Why? I've never had a problem with a list of 5. You don't need to keep all the US mirrors intact. As a matter of fact, I've never seen a guide where they do keep all the US mirrors intact. The only reason why I suggest more than one, in case one is too slow, that way Pac-Man has another couple more to draw from. Yeah, but I just keep a list of 5. I've never ever had a problem. Just remember, too many mirrors is bloat. But you're right. It probably wouldn't happen. Probably it wouldn't hurt to keep them all. I just never do. And really, I think there's only like 6 or 7 more anyway. But still, I've never ever had. Actually, I wouldn't call pseudo bloat. Pseudo is awesome. It makes it. Did you ever use Linux before they invented sudo? I mean, SU and having to root into the system. It could be a complicated. Not recommended. The reason run as root for the higher privileges, not recommended. Now, the reason why sudo was invented because people were running SU or logging into their root account and breaking their systems. Because they didn't realize they were still running as root, and they ended up either breaking their user accounts or breaking their users or breaking their whole system. So sudo, but sudo just makes everything easier. So you can just run one command as root. I'd rather use sudo. I'd rather most people use sudo. Someone like me doesn't necessarily need to use it. And if I'm doing a bunch of administrative tasks, usually I log my terminal into root. Yes, but it also can frustrate users. I'd agree with you, but a lot of people just want a system that works. So, and if it already works and they're not doing too many things except updating their system, sudo works just fine. Yeah, it can, but no. Sudo is better. I think sudo is a good idea. I think every system, especially with a newbie, should have sudo installed. And should use it. Now, I'm guilty of logging my terminal into root. I'm guilty of that. I will do it. I'll run the sudo s command and log my computer into root. But then again, I only do that to run a series of administrative tasks. Do as is okay, but sudo is basically the industry standard. Everybody knows what sudo does. And I've never seen a Linux distribution ship with doas installed by default. They normally ship with sudo, and you know what, switching out sudo for doas, oh well, who cares? I saw DistroTube's video on it, and to save 2-3 megabytes of space is really not worth it to me. But let's go ahead, let's check out install. Should be almost done. Yep, it is done. So we're gonna go ahead and start this up again. And we're going to well, that's actually a good question. And it's just basically the tool they use. Some tools use certain shell commands that require sudo or root privileges to access hardware information. But some just list the hardware information through NeoFetch, stuff like that. It's really just how the distribution designs and what utilities they use for system information. That's really all it breaks down to. Different distributions do different things differently. Now, to list hardware, I don't think you should need root privileges for that. And let's say on Ubuntu, that shutdown command and that shutdown command and the restart command, Ubuntu unlocks those files and makes those files readable by everybody. OpenSUSE, Arch, all that stuff does not do that by default. So it's kind of strange. Seems how if you're doing it from a terminal and you just type restart, you have to do a sudo restart. I think that that's kind of dumb. But there are reasons why some distributions lock them down, and that is because of, yeah, I know, in OpenSUSE you do. And the reason why some people lock those files down and why some distros leave those locked down is if you're hooked into a network, they don't want just ordinary people being able to send shutdown and restart commands to different systems that aren't administrators. Because if you have that file unlocked, they could technically send a restart command to another computer and mess somebody up. Okay. Oh, so Arch must have changed that. Because Arch system, sometimes I've been locked out from doing that, but yeah, some of the distributions leave those locked down to prevent people from using them for malicious acts and accidentally restarting another computer on networks and stuff like that. Because theoretically, you could do that inside of an enterprise network, but listing hardware information. That's just how, it just depends on how that distribution is doing that. Okay, so let's go ahead, let's go back to our Arch install here. Yeah, definitely. Maybe it's in the desktop environment. So we're going to go ahead and go back to our stream, and we're going to go ahead and start recording again because I killed the record to save disk space. And let's get this going again. Alright, let's get this. Okay, record. That did start recording. Okay. So now that we have the base system installed, now we're going to go ahead and go back to the wiki. And now we're going to go ahead and configure the fstab or fstab file. Now this basically tells the system which file systems to mount on startup. So this is definitely not a step you want to miss. And so it's going to be, so we're just going to go ahead and do a gen fstab. And that'd be a gen fstab -u capital U. And then let me see if I can get this right. I think I got that right so far. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look here. Oh no, I didn't get that right. That's what I get for using my memory. Okay. Okay, then those two brackets, and then we're going to go ahead and do a /etc/fstab. Is that right? /mnt. Oh, whoops! I forgot the mnt. /mnt/mstab. So it'd be a gen fstab -u/mnt. Those two right-facing arrow brackets, then it'd be /mnt/etc/fstab, and that command matches this one right here. So we're going to go ahead and confirm that. There we go. Now we're going to go ahead and do something called rooting into the system. And basically that allows us to leave the live environment that we've been in and start configuring the environment that's been installed on the hard drive. So we're going to go ahead and root into the system. So we're going to go and see, so that would be what was it? So that'd be an archroot, sorry, archroot/mnt. arch-root/mnt. Alright. And now we're into the environment that was installed on the hard drive. So now we can go ahead and set the time zone. And we're just going to go ahead and run this command, ln-sf/share/time zone/region/city. So, alright. So it would be so we're just going to do an ln dash, was that a capital S in there, or was it not? No, okay. Okay, ln-sf, okay. Then we're going to go ahead, and now, what was the path again? /usr/share, okay. /usr/share/zone info / let's go here to the time zone. Okay. Okay. Yes, I realize that. I'm just. Yeah, I forgot how to do that real quick. So it's better because let's see. Do you know where that is in the wiki? I forgot where that one was in the wiki. Man, you can. That's right. You can do it from the terminal. Since it's right here, isn't it? There we go. Yeah. Okay. Well, I already did. Time date control just worked too. Right there in front of my face. So to find out what time zone you're in, it'd be a time, day, CTL, right here in the wiki, and you would go here in the wiki right here. You would click the time zone right here, and I'll tell you how to configure it right here. And then you just do a list and then time zones. So list dash time zones. What? Oh, no space. There we go. And it'll list all the time zones right here. Now, we're going to go ahead and cancel that. Now, if you know that you're in America Central, it should be. So here's the example right here. Okay, let's go back to the chat. Okay. Because this is a. Because quite honestly, I used my script last night. Because I have all this scripted out on my GitHub. Got how to do that. So that's okay. So okay, let me take a look here. I think I got this figured out now. Because I have an established GitHub. I don't see the need to switch right now. I don't really particularly care if it's owned by Microsoft or whoever owns it, as long as I'm able to use it. Now, granted, all my GitHub stuff is backed up on a drive at my house too, but right now I see no reason to change. Okay, let's go ahead and alright, so to set your time zone, what you're going to go ahead and do, we're going to go back to the wiki right here. And it says right here, time zone. And I'm just going to go ahead and click time zone right here. And instead of trying to go ahead and figure out which time zone that you would run, I'll just go ahead and use these time date control commands. So it'd be a time, date, CTL, status, and it's going to tell me what the local time is and what time zone it says I already have set. It says UTC 000. Now, if you need a list of time zones, you can do a time DATE CTL, and then you go list dash time zones, and you would be able to go up through a list right here. So let's just say I'm on the central time zone. So my time zone would be America/Chicago. So now I'm going to go back to this wiki page right here, and it says to set my time zone, I can just go ahead and just do a time date control, set time zone, and then the zone/subzone. So I'm just going to go ahead, go back to my VM. I'm going to press Control Z to exit that. So it'd be a time, date, CTL, set, time zone, and then I'll do an America/Chicago. And now that'll set my time zone to the central time zone for Chicago. Now I'm going to go back to the time zone, and now I'm going to go ahead and sync this hardware clock. So I'm just going to do an HW clock --sys TOC. So HW clock. Okay. I'm getting that right? Yep. Yeah, HC, yeah, okay. If I can type right. And there we go. That is setting our time zone and our clock. And now, the localization. Now, I shouldn't need to do anything with localization because US is default, but if you need to set other localizations, what you would do is you would go here to locales, and you would go ahead and read this wiki page and set whatever locales you need. So basically, it would just be like generating the language and the language packs, etc. But I don't need to do anything because I am in the US, so we're going to go ahead and skip over that. Now we're going to go ahead and generate a host file. So we're going to go ahead and go here to the wiki host file, and it's right here if you need more information. But all I ever do is just do the basic entries right into here. So now I'm just going to go ahead and hey Ben, how you doing? Nope, I don't need to generate the locale because the locale here is default. I've never ever generated my locale. But oh wait, I can. Oh wait, you're right. I have to do the locale gen. You're right. You're right. Okay. But I've actually never done that. Oh, it's alright. I knew I was yeah, I have not installed Arch in a long time. I forgot a step, and I had to go and read the wiki for like a while just to figure it out. Alright, let's so yeah, I'm gonna try and do a GUI this stream. I'm actually almost done here with this part of the install. So now, so you're gonna have to do a. Oh, damn it. Okay. What am I doing? Alright. Maybe we'll actually I'm going on 2 hours. Maybe 2 hours in this stream. Maybe I won't do a GUI, but the only reason why we're not complete is because I had a little trouble with the stream earlier. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and well, yeah, they can. What is going on with my dock? No, I think Ben was asking if I was going to install a GUI desktop environment. What is up with my dock? Just a second. We're going to. I have no idea what happened. Yeah. Yeah, some new users don't like that. No. Okay, so now that we've set a time zone and our location and so let's go ahead. Let's redo the locale part. Yeah, exactly. No users might not. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's re-record the a locale generator because I completely effed that up. Alright. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and generate the localization. So I'm going to go ahead and basically, if you live in the US, you should just hit you can generate your locales by just hitting the locale-gen. Now, if you live in other localizations, you may have to go and read the manual. And what you would do is click locales and follow the instructions in this page. I live in the US, so all it is a locale-gen. So we're going to go right here and go over here and locale-gen. And then it says searching locales and it says generation complete. And that's basically what most people in the US would have to do. Alright, so now we're going to go over to network configuration. We're going to go here to /etc/hostname. So we're going to go ahead and create that by going and doing a touch/etc, and then we're going to select a host name, and I'm just going to do VM. Wait a minute. No. Wait, I think I just messed that up again. You can laugh at me. What am I? You can laugh at me. I just messed that up. Yeah, I'm going to try and get a desktop installed today. Alright, so you can laugh at me. So now we're going to go ahead and generate a host name. So we're going to go ahead and redo that. So now we're going to go ahead and generate a host name. So we're just going to go ahead and modify this file, which is /etc/hostname. So we're going to go ahead into our virtual NAS. We'll do a nano /etc/host name. Oh well, okay, first, before we modify this, we gotta do a pacman -syu host name /syu nano. Install nano first. And now we're going to go ahead and press up on that and run that command. And now we'll just call this VM. And that's all you have to do. It does not have to be called anything. You can name it anything you want. I'm going to press X and then press A. And now we're going to go ahead and now we're going to go to the host file. And we're going to edit this /etc/host. So that'd be a nano /etc/host. If I can type. And then we're going to go enter, and then we're going to go ahead. We'll leave those in there. And now we're going to go ahead and put all of this data into the host file. So we're going to go ahead and go to my VM, unmaximize it so I can see what I'm doing. And we're going to do 1.127.0.0.1, and that would be a local host. You press tab and local host. Now go do a ::1, and then another tab, couple tabs actually. Now just do another local host, and then that would be another 1.127.0.1.1, and that would be my host name. So that would be an arch. That would be an arch VM. local domain, and then I do have my host name. Press Control S, Control X, and then that would be all I needed to do with that. All right. Yeah, you could just skip that too, but no, I don't want to do that. Yeah. Yeah, I did. No, I put Arch Wiki and I put the Arch VM in my host name file. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at that. Oh, maybe not. Now it's right. Oh. It's come to my attention that I made a mistake right there. Nano in the host file. So let's go back into the host file because I did that wrong. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at that. Whoops. And this right here is supposed to be Arch VM. Okay. And thank you for whoever was in the chat. Like I said, I'm doing this live, so. Oh, I don't want the Brave browser. I just want to go back to that. Thank you, Zaichi. That was, oops. Hi, Nikita. How you doing? All right. So now that we got that all sorted, now we're going to go to the interim FS right here. And now we're going to, it says creating a new is usually not required because it is running on the installation of the using Packstrap. So we shouldn't even have to mess with this. But if you're doing an LVM encryption or RAID, you will have to do this. But since we're doing a standard install, we can skip that. So now we're going to go ahead and set the root password. And so that is the last thing we'll have to do before installing the bootloader. So now that would be a pass WD, and now we just enter in a password. Oh. Okay, there we go. And that password is definitely not PR. And now we are going to install a bootloader. Now for this one, we're going to go ahead and install. So we would click bootloader right here, and we're going to go ahead and install Grub. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and click Grub right here. And we're going to go all the way down here. Now, to install Grub first, we're going to go ahead and install the Grub package, because that's not in there. So we're going to do a pacman -S, and then we're going to do Grub. And then that's going to pull it down from the repositories. I happen to have this part memorized, so hopefully I will not mess this one up. Okay, now we're going to go back to the wiki. And we're going to go, after we install the grub package, what we're going to do is just do this grub install. And then we're just going to do a /sda/dev/sda. We can do that target 3. Okay, yep, right there. That is the command right there. So we're going to go do a grub install. Oops, I accidentally hit that button. Okay, grub -install. If I can type grub -install target equals i386. i3. No, it's not an i386 PC. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's not an i386 PC, so we don't even need to do that. It's just /dv/sda1. There we go. Okay, yeah, exactly. You probably warm up. I haven't installed Arch in about 6 months, so. Oh. Thank you, Ben. Okay, so, all right. So all right. Let's try that again. You guys are totally right. I can't believe I just did that. All right. Okay. So after you install the grub package, okay, let's I'm trying to record this too. I might just scrap this and re-record this later. But let's clear this. So after you do after you install your grub package, then you're going to do a grub install. So that's right here in the wiki, right here, grub-install. And then, so we're going to go over here to my VM. And so it's going to be a grub. If I can type again, grub-install. And that would be now you can skip that target target i386. I just do a /dev/sda. And there we go. You guys were totally right. I totally jacked that up. But Nikita, you're right. I always suggest installing on a VM first to get confident. I obviously need to brush up on my Arch installs because I have not done this in forever and it's really showing. So how you doing, Ben and Nikita? I haven't really been chatting that much. But what? Well, you can fix them in a VM too, but the thing is, if you've never installed it, some people need their computers and yeah. Well, the thing is, I used to install Oats quite a bit about 2 years ago, but it's been a long time, and I know they've made a lot of changes to the ISO. Mm-hmm. Actually, Debian is actually real easy to mess up. You're like, I mean, if you're not paying attention, um, and you just want to install sudo, you gotta skip over that root password. And a lot of people make that mistake, and then they end up messing up their install. Yeah, now apt. Yeah, APT generally, yeah, APT will do that to you. If you install a package that the desktop environment is dependent on, it will rip the whole DE right out. Most package managers actually do that these days. So yeah, that's why. That's why when you go to, actually, let's just go and let's go into my terminal real quick. Actually, just for fun. Let's just go sudo apt sudo list gtk. Oh yeah, Gentoo. Okay. Whoops. So let's actually just go list apt list gnome. Oh, apt list gnome. Let's find something that gnome depends on. Let's find some. Let's just say let's apt list xorg. Okay, let's just go apt purge xorg. Okay. Now, okay. Now I'm not going to see. Now it says the following packages will be removed: pop, desktop, which is my gnome desktop, and xorg, which is going to remove which is going to remove my whole desktop environment by just installing xorg. I'm going to go ahead and put no. But apt, yes, if you remove something that your desktop environment that your desktop environment depends on, it's going to pull everything off. That pop desktop is a meta package, and when you uninstall that meta package, it's going to pull everything. So yeah, you got to be careful with what you uninstall. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's go back to my install, and so we can finish this install. And we're going to go ahead and go back. So now we've installed our bootloader. We're going to go all back to the wiki. So right here, we're going to go back to the wiki, and we're going to go back again because all that stuff. Now it's time to reboot our system to see if we were successful. So we're going to go ahead and exit Ultraroot, and then we're going to do a reboot. Now you can unmount your partition, but I usually don't do that. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go back to our terminal. We're going to go back to our VM right here. We're going to type in exit, and then we're going to just reboot. And then this is our ISO, so we'll just go ahead and boot existing. Okay, that didn't work. So, guys, what did I do wrong? Yeah. Okay, let's go right here. I got the Grub Rescue menu. So that means it's a problem with Grub. Let's go see if I can fix that. It should have configured. I did the Grub install. I'm gonna go and take a look at the Grub config file and see if I can figure it out. Yeah, that would be a problem with Grub. I've never actually had that happen. I think the last time I had that happen is when I was installing Gentoo. Okay. Oh. Got that command backwards. What? My command was backwards. There we go. All right. What am I thinking? What was I thinking? Did I skip? Oh wait, shh. I know what I did. No, I didn't run that command. Okay. You know, I have decided I am going to scrap this recording because I have completely jacked this up. But you know what? It's been fun. But let's go ahead. Let's run that. I should have done that. All right, Grub. You're right, Grub. Dash make config dash. Slash boot slash Grub. There we go. So let's go ahead, let's stop that recording because, yeah. Okay. That was a doozy because, yeah, I should. I have a server that runs Gentoo actually. Believe it or not. It is my backup server to my 2 Debian servers that backs up all the files, and that's its only function. It has no GUI installed, but that server sits at my friend's house, and it just sits there, and that runs Gentoo. But yeah, Gentoo can be fun, and the only reason why I haven't changed that one to Debian was because I just wanted to say I have a server that runs Gentoo, but that's the only thing I have that runs Gentoo, and I don't think I would want to run a desktop on Gentoo, or at least vanilla Gentoo, because quite honestly, Gentoo, it can be a pain in the ass to install sometimes. Especially if you're compiling the kernel yourself. And I'm just lazy. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and try that again. And there we go. Slackware is okay. It's actually one of the oldest Linux distributions still out. The two oldest mainline distributions out there are Slackware and Debian. Yeah, I'm lazy. The thing is, if I was going to do a Gentoo build, I'd probably do either Calculate or Clover OS. Alright, so root PR. Okay, so first of all, we're going to do a sudo. We don't even need to do a sudo, do we? Pacman dash SYYU. Okay. Okay. I don't have an internet connection. A real professor writes his own compiler and kernel. I just don't have an internet connection. Oops. I don't want OpenShot open. So that would be a problem. Let's see. Yeah, I know. I know that was a joke. DCHCP, Packstrap doesn't do that anymore? Doesn't Packstrap already do that? That's something that they should do, is make sure DHCP is installed. Yeah, because I've never actually installed in DHCP before. So if that's something that's changed, let me see here. Let's go back to configuring the network. Okay. Okay. Okay, so one. Traverse slash MNT. Okay. Now. Okay, let's go back to the chat real quick. And it's DHC. Oops. Yeah. DCD, yeah. I wanted to make sure I had it right. And then system CT. What, did I mistype it? DHC. Oh, DHC. Okay, I mistyped it. I see it. DHC. Yeah, no. Yeah. Well, Simon, I've messed this up. I've kind of scrapped the recording of it because I've messed this up so much. PCD. Okay, yeah. There we go. There we are. And now, then it's a system CTL DC DHC PCD dot service, right? Oh, I knew that. There we are. Now, hopefully I'll have an internet connection. Oh, I always include the dot service because mainly because a lot of those files it does fail on. So I just always add the dot service just because that's proper practices and it's guaranteed to work. Well, that's gonna fail because I almost entered in the wrong password. There we go. Well, I did enter in the wrong password. Okay, so let's do a ping. It's linux.org. They really need to put that in the main wiki. Let's see. So, man-s sudo in case I want to create a new user. So, what desktop environment should I install? You know what? You know what? Let's install Awesome. Let's just install Awesome. So, okay. Oh wait, but first of all, we need to install like Xorg and all that stuff, don't we? We probably should install Xorg first. XFCE. Anyone want to see me install XFCE on this? No, DWM. I don't have a config file for one of those yet. I don't want to go through and write one right now. Maybe on a different stream. Let's go to. So now, desktop environment. So we need to install Xorg first and a graphics driver. So let's go ahead, let's install Xorg. Because that might help, So let's go ahead, let's do a pacman dash capital S Xorg dash server, and then we're going to go ahead and pull that down because that might actually help when I install the desktop environment, that and a graphics driver. Oh, I like writing configs and messing around with them. I just have already been streaming for 2.5 hours. I'm just like, you know what? Let's not write another one. Can I actually just install VirtualBox from the pacman from the repository? Yeah. Yeah, because I almost was like, wait a minute, I need to install the graphics driver. Yeah, or okay. Okay. Oh, you just use other people's configs, but then you're just using one of their configuration files. Do not match your workflow. Yeah, they do have the VirtualBox. They do have VirtualBox guest utils right in the community. That is stealing. Not if they give it to you for free. If they put it on their GitHub, then you're free to use it. That's why they put it on their GitHub. I mean, I have my i3 configuration file on my GitHub. I have my Compton config file on my GitHub. I pulled a bunch of my configs off of there because some of them didn't work anymore with certain updates, so I pulled them. But those are the two config files that are sitting on my GitHub right now. And I say people are free to use them. If people give them away for free, that's the concept of open source, ain't it? Free and open source software. Okay, so alright, so Pacman -S, then it will be a VirtualBox guest utils. Alright. VirtualBox -guest -utils. VirtualBox. And yep, that installs the Xorg driver for you. Oh, I'm enjoying it. It's just I almost forgot to install Xorg. I can't believe I almost did that. And then, okay, so what desktop environments do you want? Let's see. Let's try and install. All right. Back to my chat here. By the way, don't use this as a guide because I've really screwed this up. So, Mate, XFCE. We're not doing DWM yet. Yeah, let's do awesome. Or yeah, let's just do awesome. Pacman -S awesome, and that should. Wait a minute. Let's actually go back and let's install Firefox. Let's install Terminator, because we're going to need a that. Then also we're going to need a display manager. So what display manager do I need? Let's see, we're going to need a display manager. And then let's do a graphical one. Let's just do LXDM. Yep. Yeah, Terminator. Yeah, Terminator, and yeah, Terminator is going to be my terminal emulator, and then we're going to do LXDM, And then we're going LXDM. Let's see. Then we also need a file browser. So let's do a double cmd dash gtk. Then we'll also install. Let's also install. In case that doesn't work, Ranger. In case I need something like that. What else should I install? Let's see. We're gonna need nitrogen. And then we're going to need what's wrong with LXDM? LXDM works fine. But you want me to install LightDM instead? I can do LightDM, but LXDM works just fine. So what? I mean, I don't necessarily really care about the logo. Well, we can do LightDM. Okay, nitrogen. Yeah. Yeah. Pulse. Audio. Okay. Okay, double CMD. Okay, maybe. Okay. Oh, okay. That one will be fine. Default. And now we wait for it to install. If I miss something, I've got a terminal emulator. Installing awesome on your Arch. It's already installing. So if I missed something, no, I hadn't. But I can add those in later. I can add those in a second after this is done. You're right. I should have added in fonts. It's not the end of the world because I'm still signed in. Yeah, I should have done that. Yeah, I should have done that. Hey, Ben. That's what OTFM means. No, I'm just kidding. Typically, I don't like the answer OTFM, but that's why they make them. Yeah. Quite honestly, I forgot how to write an awesome config file. I don't think I even have one even currently written. If I do, it's in old backups. Also, Ben, check DistroTube. He just did a video on Awesome, and he actually went over some simple ways to write a config file. So you might want to check that out. I should join the Arch forums. No, me and the Arch community wouldn't get along because. Well, yeah, it is helpful, but I can see why someone might not think it's helpful. Let's go to Brave here. Let's actually look at the manual, actually. Awesome. WM. Okay, awesome window manager. Awesome. Let's go to okay. Okay, that's the API documentation. Okay. I knew there was one right here. Okay, that's upgrading your configuration. Okay. Yeah, I should install man. You're right, I should. Some of this stuff they should install and enable with Packstrap, though. Because man is pretty much a typical package that's in there. But man, let's go to okay. Okay, here it is. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Awesome does have. Yeah, I'm no, it probably didn't, and you're probably right. But what I'm saying is, man, it's pretty much a standard package that should be installed on every system. I don't know why they don't install that. It seems like it's such a minimal package, and a lot of people use it anyway. So you're probably right. Man and man pages should be installed. Yeah, that is definitely correct. Xmonad. I've actually never used Xmonad, so I know there's no config file that I have. Yeah, that you have, that I have. I don't have an Xmonad file. There are a lot of window managers I haven't tried. I typically try to stick to a few of them now. But then again, I need to start exploring some more window managers. I need to just... Because Xmonad is definitely is on my list of things to try. Qtile is another one. Because I've never tried Qtile, Xmonad. I don't want to remember old rat poison. Yeah, Xmonad does. I've been reading the documentation actually. But one window manager I tried back in the day was rat poison. I hated it. Matter of fact, rat poison turned me off to window managers like for a long time. I refused to try them for a while. But then I went, but then I started dabbling in them again a couple years ago, and so I like i3. I use i3. As a matter of fact, on my main computers, both of them, I have i3 installed. On my Pop OS, I have i3, and on my Linux Mint, I have i3. So I do use them, and for certain workflows they work great. For other workflows they don't. I mean, most of the time though I will use GNOME, but like if I'm doing something that requires like 3 or 4 windows, I will log into i3, and that's what I'll do. Use i3 for. Or if I'm doing something that I need the extra CPU cycles for, I will log into i3 because it's minimal on the CPU and memory, etc. But most of the time, I like full desktop environments because I'm lazy. I'll admit it, I'm lazy. So I am definitely lazy. Well, man, yeah. Because yeah, if you do that, let me know. Let me know ahead of time, and I'll get on there. And I'll see if I can get on there with you in the chat and see if I can help you. Because awesome, really. Once you get the hang of it, it's not really that hard. I have configured awesome, but I don't know where my config files are for that. Yeah, for some people they do increase productivity, but I can be as productive in GNOME if I. It's just certain things that I'm doing. Like if I'm like writing config files and I need like if I need the documentation in one file, in one window, and the text editor in another, I'll use a tiling window manager. Oh, okay. Because because I'm not going to do too much in configuring it, because this is already running into 3 hours of stream time. But I mean, hey, we're having fun, aren't we? Because actually, I probably should end this in about like an hour, in like an hour, because I have Biddle soon. Because we got Biddle tonight. Because I mistakenly scheduled this for. Yeah, but I also plan on attending Biddle tonight as well. But I can stream for about another hour. But hey, I love doing streams like this though. But yeah, we got Big Daddy Linux, and Biddle is Big Daddy Linux. It's a bunch of Linux YouTubers. We get together and we do our chat, and we chat about Linux, and we do distro. And every 2 weeks, typically, we do a distro challenge. We take a distro to test, and this week it's Q4 OS, and next week we're going to be testing Q4 OS, and then we're going to have a week off on our distro challenges, and then when they push Ubuntu out, we're going to start with all the Ubuntu flavors, and I believe we're starting with Ubuntu GNOME and then going through all the Ubuntu flavors for 20.04, and it will be every week we're going to try a different Ubuntu. So yeah, and I'm on Biddle. I'm on Biddle practically every week. As a matter of fact, I conflicted with Biddle Europe, and I forgot. And normally I'm on Biddle Europe, but today I skipped it because I had this scheduled. I totally spaced on Biddle Europe. But okay, so we're installing Python. This should probably almost be done. Oh, Biddle Europe. The reason we do Biddle. Oh, you were just in Telegram. Yeah, I need to get my Telegram set up because I've never used Telegram. Biddle. Oh man, Chris Titus actually showed up on Biddle Europe. Oh yeah, Chris Titus is great. Now I'm sorry I missed it, but because I love chatting with Chris. But Biddle Europe is the same aspects, but there are lots of people in Europe that like to get on and chit chat, and they schedule it for earlier in the day especially on for US, because when we do Biddle, it's really late at night for the European people. So they do it once a month. Oh, I just started being more active on Discord. I logged in a couple days ago. Yes, I installed 2 file managers. I installed Ranger. I installed a double CMD, which is my file manager, which is double Commander. So yeah, I installed both of them. But file managers are just bloat, right? Anyway, because I mean, technically, you could run a Linux install without a file manager. Now, it's easier to run it with a file manager, but you could manage your files in the terminal. Now, I recommend, but yeah, I installed 2 file managers. OpenSUSE Tumbleweed. Well, OpenSUSE Tumbleweed is a rolling release. Now, it runs a little behind Arch. And honestly, I've never had a major problem running OpenSUSE Tumbleweed. I have a family member that runs it that I maintain. And I've never actually had an issue with it. So, honestly, I like it better than Arch. Hi, Bubbles. This is Bubbles. She is not happy. but I've never actually had a problem with that. I find OpenSUSE has a less likelihood of breaking than Arch, but that's just my experience. Okay. So what font? So what font? You had suggested fonts. What font package did you suggest again? Tell me what Zide put what font package I should install on here again, because yeah, you're right. I forgot to install fonts. Fedora, Fedora is a little slow as far as DNF, but I love the way that they have DNF set up as far as installing packages. Okay, Nodo fonts. That's right. Okay. Sudo apt. No, I almost did an apt. Pacman dash capital S Nodo. There we go. Can you tell I always, it's just fine. Well, it only says it's 100. It says it's a 22 megabyte file. It's 100 install file, 100 installed size. But and then I also have to enable the login manager as well. Because yeah, that might be. That's close enough. but yeah, DNF can be a little slow. But honestly, I still like Fedora DNF. It's a better yum. Okay, so before I forget. Why do I keep forgetting enable? There we go. All right, so we have a terminal, and we have a. I think we're good. Oh wait, that's right. Probably creating a user account might be smart. I forgot. All right. What's the command to create a new? What's the command to create a new user again? It's been so long since I've done it in the terminal. Yeah, it tries to find all necessary dependencies, but most package managers do that anyway. You know what? Actually, you know what? Close enough. You know what? Actually, I'll just create a new user in the GUI when I restart. I don't really. This is actually just a. So anyone who's watching this, don't do what I'm about to do. It's not smart. You should always create a standard user. I probably should remove that ISO. Failed to start Light Display Manager. Okay, yeah, user add, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a password. Yeah, I remember that, yeah. I remember how to create a password. Failed to start Light DM. Okay. Alright, well, Alright. You always got that message? I never enabled 3D acceleration on the VM. Display. Yeah, it's already disabled. Oh. Okay. Alright, so, I need suggestions before I start messing around with it. Disable it and use X and Net system. Okay. Let's actually do a start X. You know what? Let's disable it for a second. All right. Let's disable it. Boot back into the system. Oh. And that's probably why it's not even running. That's probably why it didn't run LightDM. Let's do root. Okay, so Pacman dash S X Xorg dash apps, and then what else is it? Then X init C. Oh, that would be a capital S. All right. I'd rather do a display manager. But you're right. I probably should go ahead but that Xnet package didn't install. Oh, Xorg init. Okay. 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 Xorg dash init. Okay. They usually don't cause any problems, and just directly linking into to something like that on a desktop is not recommended. And especially if you're doing multiple users. Oh, mess up. That would be why. Okay, Mesa is already installed. Xorg, oh, Xnet. Oh, whoops, and that's why that's not installing. Yeah, okay. And then let's see if I can get start X to run. Okay. It crashed. Okay, so nano plus var slash log slash xorg. Now, where? Okay, so, oh, whoops. .0.log. Okay. Alright, so let's take a look here. Let's go to the end because that's probably where it went. Okay. 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 Oh, I probably should put that in there. You're probably right. Because it's not looking like it's a problem with the graphics driver, which is why I was thought. Okay, LightDM failed to install. There it is, and then let's do and then that should do it. That would be why it failed to load, is because it wasn't installed. No? Okay, that didn't do it either. I've never actually ever had this problem. Perhaps maybe I should just almost call it a day. Oh, wait, what am I doing? No, but that should have installed. Didn't pull that down. Now I'm gonna root into the system and install all that stuff. This is also one of the reasons why I don't use Arch. Okay. Okay, then okay, then you say this Pac-Man dash capital S. All right. No, to me this isn't fun. I like my machine just to work. Especially if it's my main machine, I just like it to work. I'm like, I don't need to just sit here and if something screws up, go back and fix it, trying to get my main machine running. You see, if I would have done the other window manager, not the window manager, but the other display manager, LXDM, I probably would have had this working. So, you know what, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and Pac-Man -R, and then because if we were using LXDM, I would have had this working already. And then I mean, yes, it is fun to tinker, but I mean, this, I'm just like, I need, but the thing is, just sitting here trying to figure everything out, especially if I have a computer that's not working. No, we need to have it work. It's, I'm like, let's do, well, let's, okay, so we have LightDM, LXDM. So unless if it's something underlying systemctl enable not LightDM, LXDM. So this is the one I always use in Arch. Okay. Okay, failed to. It already exists. Why? Why would it already exist? I never disabled it. I never enabled it. That failed to enable. Okay. And now, okay, so. Oh. Yeah, I probably, I did not. System, oh yeah. No. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay. And now, okay, so now we. Hello, Gnostic. I did. And then, okay, cd slash etc slash x alert. Oh, right, what am I doing? That should be just in there, no. Okay, then. Exec. Awesome. It's still terminated. Oh, I still, that's right. Okay, that's right.
Move, bitches!
CP. Yeah. Oh, that was my roommate, and yeah, we're gonna have to have a little talk about that. Because, yeah, that's. She was talking to the cat, and. Um. You see, this is why I don't like us. Is it's too much work to get going. Unless you're installing a desktop environment, it's too much work. We gotta make this quick because eventually I have to get off, and then I also have to eat dinner, and then I have to get on Biddle soon. So we have to we either get this running in the next few minutes or we don't. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll be in. Yeah, we'll be going. Yeah, I'm gonna be on Biddle. So. Okay. That should do it. Maybe not. The no commented outline. The no commented outlines. Yeah, I did. There are no commented out lines, so uh yeah, they're not commented, so I can't uncomment them. Oh, you're okay, Gnostic. We or you do you mean comment them? No, that didn't work. Yeah, I think it's time that we need to start calling this a night because yeah, I'm gonna have to go in a minute too because oh, I can do a yeah, that's right, Start X. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. There it worked. Okay, so it's not a problem with the drivers, it's a problem with the display manager. That tells me a lot. Cause this is yeah, cause this works. Yeah, I know I misspelled it. Yeah, I forgot that too. That's right, because I gotta go and write all those config files for the menus and all that crap. But Oh, well, I installed Terminator. It wouldn't be Termite. Well, I think we're just gonna have to call this stream a stream because I've got a couple things I gotta get done, and then I gotta get on Biddle, and well, yeah, that kind of stuff. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and say goodnight, and everyone, go ahead and jump over to Biddle tonight. Yeah, I should. Yeah, I should watch that Biddle because Terminator and Termite, the two totally different terminal emulators. I mean, a terminal emulator is a terminal emulator, but Termite, I forgot what Termite was. I think Termite was designed for. Wasn't Termite designed for what was that? Enlightenment. I believe that's what Termites wasn't designed for. I think. Yeah, but no, I wouldn't say Arch would be good for beginners. But yeah, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there too. I just gotta get some things done. And then Terminator is just a fancy little terminal. I like it because you can incorporate transparency and other themes into it rather easily. It's very configurable. But Termite's actually pretty nice too. Alright. Alright, well, hopefully Chris Titus comes and joins us tonight. I doubt it, but that would be awesome. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and kill the stream, and I will see you later. I'm going to try and do another stream sometime this week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. So be on the lookout for that. Hopefully I can get this Arch install straight because I want to mess around with it. Yeah, so it's Big Daddy Linux, and that's where it'll be. But yeah, I'm gonna be on the stream, so alright, so I will see you guys later, and we're going to go ahead and play the ending. And if you like my content and wish to support my work, you can do so on Patreon. The link is in the description. Also, if you wish to see more, check out the videos on your screen. If you like my content and wish to support my work, you can do so on Patreon.